Hello everyone and welcome back. So let's move on to the body retopologizing. So after connecting the neck to the body, then we need to figure out a few things here. First of all, where the arm is. So I need a few loops to at least wrap around where the arm is, so that way I have a loop for that. It's gonna be easier for me to do the rest later on. Okay. Now that loop goes up that way, so I'm just gonna also connect it here so that they're all being connected to the side of the body. And then what's happening in the middle will be the deltoid. And you can of course do that by figuring out a loop for that. Mark out a loop for that. Okay, so something like this. So I'm thinking, where do I finish that loop? Because my clavicle is going like that way, so maybe the loop here should be actually looping. So it's going in over here and then just connect it to the other side, so it's actually a loop here for the deltoid. And because of that loop, I think the position should go in a little bit. The trick is you can actually use self-selection, so that way you can drag multiple ones. Okay, the shortcut is B button, just like the normal self-selection. Okay. Alright, so now I have a loop for the deltoid. And then I just need to fill in what's in the middle here. So here I need maybe 2 loops going down like that, meaning that I need one more loop here just to make it consistent. Okay. So this structure here, if I mark those out, is the deltoid. Okay, and then what's happening here is just simple connections. So that's gonna go in here. That ends up over there. One more loop going in, and then the arm will be extruded from that hole I ends up with. So I may be deal with that later on, or let me actually have a little bit of the arm so that we are sure that we will be happy with the result we're getting here before we move on to the body. You see that I constantly keep adjusting the position of those vertices because it really matters a lot. If they're not in the proper position, it's going to be really hard to really represent that shape. So I constantly adjust their positioning so that I know that I'm happy, at least make sure that I'm happy with their positioning. Okay. So there's one more loop going out. Alright, and then I can holding down tab button and midmouse drag to extrude out where the arm is. Now one thing I do notice is that, you know what, I don't like only 3 faces on the top, it's too little. Now what I can do maybe is even out the loops here, but that's not gonna fix the original problem here. So I can either choose to add more loop down the way, or I can maybe change how the loop is going here. So let's see that those loops are going downwards, so maybe I can make that loop here, this one. So instead of making it go here, I'm gonna make it go all the way through the deltoid, so that I can have this line to be here. I'm holding down Control Shift and middle mouse drag to shifting those edge loops, to shift those edge loops, so that I have one more loop here down the arm. Okay, and because of that, I need to have one more loop going upwards, which is not what I want either. I want it to be go the other way, so I can have this one here go connect to that, and I'm gonna keep doing that to move the problem over to here. Actually, that doesn't feel really nice here. Maybe I can just take a look here. So maybe, because I don't want it to be tilted this way that much, I want it to be flat like this instead. So meaning that the loops here will go that way sooner. Okay, let me go delete that. Maybe I can do this, just trying to figure out a best solution here. So maybe those just keep going in. Alright. So something like this would be the way I would go here if I don't really want it to be all tilted. I want the ledge loop here to be flat. That's why I did that. So here though, I do have a corner shape, which could be possible there because I have the loop going that way. The only way you can make it disappear is you maybe make it go all the way like this, and you have one loop here, goes up to the top. Let's go back there. And not the only way, maybe there could be other ways. If you keep trying. I just sometimes I don't really want it to bother too much about that. If that's okay, if that seems to be working, I wouldn't bother too much. But if you keep trying to reposition some of the vertices, you can solve that problem. Like here now, it's cleaner this way. So, but whatever you do here, that again shouldn't make a whole lot of difference. In my opinion, shouldn't make a whole lot of difference when you're doing those kind of adjustments. Okay. Alright, so again here I made some adjustments to have just more loops around the arm. I think that's worth fighting for, because I wanted the arm to be able to be rounded enough. So I kinda really wanted those loops, enough loops to go towards the arm. One more thing I'm trying to do here, another reason I'm trying to have a lot of loops around the arm is because I do want to have a lot of loops here going down, so that when I'm doing the hand, I will end up with a proper amount of edge loops on the arm to connect to the loops from the hand, because the hand will have a lot of loops eventually. So let's check those loops. I have one loop like that, which is going to the same direction to the inside of the body, which is cool. I have this loop for the deltoid. Let me turn off symmetry here. I have this loop, right? And what's inside of it? if I can mark this area. So this part, except that one there or that one I just added. Right, so that's the deltoid. And then I have the arm loop starts from here. That gives me a small, just 2 loops, this one here. Okay. To represent, that one should keep going in. If I want to make things consistent, I may spend more time on this part, because if you look at it, this loop should be connected to the other side, to this guy actually. So I would make that happen here. Okay. So now I have a loop like this, and that loop should go in because it's that one, and goes in like that. Okay. That goes there, and I can have one more loop just to make my things consistent. So this loop just will be just here instead of going out weird directions. So you can spend some time cleaning those up, because you never know if you're getting the correct result, if the loops actually are going to a proper location that it makes sense. The one thing you do want to avoid is you look at a loop, it goes all crazy directions, right? Try to avoid that, because that makes things really complicated. Alright, so that's all my loops around the arm, and then we can move on to the body maybe in the next tutorial. Okay, so see you next time.